like another, I guess, atmosphere that was crazy would have been my second year midget AAA Taco Boys. We I think it was second year. Yeah, second year we were playing Kings County and we went to like double or triple overtime, and there were so many people there. Like in Pono, we were playing in the stadium, and like there wasn't a seat left up in the stands. Like even the standing room up there was like filled. I don't think anyone could move. And then all around the glass, there were like 5 rows of people back. And I remember, I think I may have scored in that game and just went over to like the Zamboni door area and just kind of like looked in the crowd and like kind of celebrated just seeing so many faces that I knew. But there were so many people there. It was crazy.
Yeah, and like, did you have any like great atmospheres playing like in the Kensington like Charlottetown rivalries like with the Pride?
Yeah, there was a couple games there. It was pretty intense, and I was like even years before that when I was called up there, like played in a couple games against them, and yeah, there's a different kind of mode to the game. Everyone's into it way more than if it was another team. There's quite a few good rivalries like that. Like even us in Kensington now, like Metro's Kensington, like those games get a good crowd, and it's always chippy and there's always stuff going on. It's never just a dull, boring game.
Yeah, and back in the midget like Pownell Taco Boys, like what was your rivalry there? Would it be Kings County?
It wasn't so much Kings County; it was Mid Isle Matrix. So again, like those Kensington boys, it was, I guess, kind of all growing up. It was mainly like Western and Kensington that we always had the rivalry with, and just kind of always hated those guys. Like loved playing against them, but hated them all playing against them. But off the ice, like I can be friends with anyone. There's a lot of good guys that I play against where I hate them on the ice and then get off the ice and we're buddies and it's whatever. I like to keep everything on the ice and not bring anything off the ice because we're all there just have fun and whatever. You don't need to bring it into the real world.
Yeah, 'cause I remember like we hit up a couple of the Kensington. Actually, no, we only got the one of the Kensington games. We had COVID a couple times, but like
Yeah.
they always great atmospheres. And where we used to like film the games is by where all like the students or whatever were sitting.
Yeah.
Like they were always super loud, so it must have been really fun to play in.
Bunch
Yeah,
of
it
Kensington
was.
guys behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wicked. Yeah. So we're at, let's see here, 33 right now. We've been shooting. I've personally been out of questions for a while. What about you,
I'm
Matthew?
out. I'm out.
Yeah, it's been rolling. So let's see what we got here. Damn, because we cover like the big stuff and trying to just go with the flow. We
Yeah.
made a good idea this time. We put everything that we could possibly fit. We have 17 here questions.
Yeah.
And we lowered up. So this is a great episode. We got 34. So a couple more minutes and probably do it well. And yeah. Or just call it here. Yeah.
You guys can
We've been-
shoot your shot with anything. We can mention kind of the stuff that was happening this year and anything like that.
So the suspension, like how did you handle that? Yeah.
Yeah, so that whole thing kind of went down. I'm sure you've seen it all in the news and whatever, but and like we were talking about earlier, Kai is my brother and always will. He's my brother and always will be. So when that type of thing was said to him, it kind of, I had like the brotherly instincts come over me and just kind of did what I could to get back at the guy for saying it. And like just now it's kind of whatever I can do to advocate for kind of that side of things in hockey, kind of end the racism. Like, and I don't know, a lot of people, I get a lot of hate for it, as you probably can see on my Instagram and kind of all that, some comments or whatever. But like, I kind of like that because it's only making them look bad when they're commenting stuff and whatever, because I'm fighting the good fight and it's only making them look bad. But yeah, that whole situation was definitely horrible to have and kind of horrible to be in. And just the way the hockey PEI kind of dealt with it was my biggest thing was like just
Yeah.
like penalize the guy properly and this wouldn't have been an issue more than the racism. Like that's another thing, but what caused the whole thing to just kind of go crazy was hockey PEI not taking it as seriously as they were kind of pitching that they were.
Yeah, that was brutal, and like they gave you the entire year. Like,
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
like that kind of came out of nowhere.
mm,
Just for me speaking out, but I guess like obviously it was overturned because I guess they couldn't do it, but I had a lot of people on my side and old like hockey PEI representatives that were going to be backing me and any of that if it went any further. And same with Kensington saying that they're going to kind of seek legal action against me for whatever I did making the post. So I had
mm-hmm.
a lot of people backing me on that. And even if it went to that if it went that far, it would have been fine. We would have been okay, and everything would have been good on my side.
Yeah, like that's brutal because what you just said too, you were fighting the good fight, so they're getting mad over something that's good. That makes
Yeah,
just because you spoke out about it and they didn't want backlash or whatever, they didn't want a
yeah,
bad look on them.
yeah.
Uh, did your suspension? I forget. Like, did it get lowered and lowered, or did it get lowered like right away, or like how did that go?
So the game happened on like December 17th, I think. And then so the Christmas break happened and like I don't know if there's COVID messing with anything then, but I think I got word on like January 5th or something that was no, it was maybe earlier than that. Kind of doesn't matter, but I got word that I got a two game suspension for my slash, which I knew was coming anyway. Like can't break a stick over a guy and not expect a suspension, um, but then when I seen that the other guy got the same amount of games, like 2 games for whatever he said, just like that's when everything started, and I kind of realized it wasn't being taken seriously. And then I spoke out against that, and then it was the indefinite suspension, which was overturned. But then once I was like kind of good to play again, I still had to serve those 2 games for slashing, and then I was back in action. So it was good.
Yeah, that's and that was against Kensington, like when that all went down.
Yeah,
Yeah, jeez. That's nuts. Cause that whole situation, like everybody knew about it because it was on like TSN and like Sportsnet
yeah,
posting about it. Like,
yeah.
wow.
It's pretty crazy. Kind of like you hope. Like I think when you're a little kid, you hope to be on TSN and Sportsnet and all those things for being an NHL player and whatever. Like
Yeah.
so, being on it for the reason I was on it wasn't necessarily good because I was on it for something bad that happened that I kind of spoke out against, but it was still cool to experience kind of that whole thing. And yeah, it was pretty cool to be like doing interviews with those people.
Oh yeah. And like all the backlash that you got, like did you use that as motivation on the ice?
Oh yeah, like a lot of the team, it ended up being both Kensington and Western that were chirping me saying like, go make another Facebook post and go make another social media post. So it made them all
Yeah.
look bad, but obviously it kind of drove me nuts a little bit because it's just like I'm just thinking how stupid are you guys to be
Hmm.
chirping this when really it's making yourself look bad. But I did use it as motivation and just kind of go out there and play my game and keep going and we ended up winning. So kind of jokes
Yeah.
on them.
Yeah, it was a great caption that you had there. It was like all the
Yeah,
people who were
yeah.
saying stuff. Yeah. That's great. And you
Yeah, I
you
had to
swept
had to
them
throw
too,
that
so
shot at them. So
yeah. Yeah, that's
What was it?
perfect.
What was it like the first game back after your suspension?
I think my first game back was supposed to be against Kensington, but something happened and it was rescheduled. So my first game back was against Western, I think. So my first game back wasn't crazy, but um, going back against Kensington, it was immediately like getting those chirps and doing whatever. And I asked the other guy to kind of fight to settle things, but he didn't take me up on the offer.
You got him though. You definitely won the battle, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think in the end, I think I got him the championship, but
yeah,
we'll see what happens next season.
Yeah, that's something to look forward to, and hoping that Eastern will be back too. Have a bit so when like you guys play the rivalry, it'll be more like rare or like whatever.
Better. I know what you mean.
Yeah. So that's crazy, man, and that's pretty cool to hear from your side of the story, like first full on. So yeah. So we're at 41 right now. Feel like we covered everything. What you have to.
Yeah, that was good. That was a really good episode.
This is definitely one of our best episodes for sure.
Oh
yeah. Thanks for having me on. It's good to kind of talk to people about hockey in the summer right now. It's kind of not on my mind, but it's good to kind of reminisce about hockey and get back into that. So I'm excited for next season.
Oh yeah, that's what we're aiming for right now too. More free guys are.
Yeah.
It's better because you get more episodes, less coverage, more episodes to get and stuff like that. So. Yeah, once again, thanks for coming on, reaching out. We'll for sure get some more Metros, even Metro alumni on.
Yeah,
like
right on. Sounds good,
fellas. Sure. So once again, thanks for coming on. Keegan had a blast. This definitely top 5 episode, top 3. Yeah, just thanks everyone for who tuned in, and I'll see you on the next episode. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Yeah, thanks Keegan once again.
No problem.